Do you want to be a part of the Coco community? Sure, we all do. So join this free weekly live talk show to find out how easy it is to watch at home and learn about your color computer. At the CoCoNation, more than 9 million men and women have participated in the community without setting foot outside their homes. And now at home in your spare time, you can see what's happening, or even join the discussion. Choose from any one of these segments: panel intros, project updates, acquisitions, Coco thoughts, featured interviews and events, the Game On Challenge, news, Ron's Garage, Coco commercials, show coverage, panel goodbyes, or you can join one of our extra shows. You can choose from the Game On Challenge Live or Coco Tech. Join the CoCoNation right now.
Click the link for the free information TJB Chris spoke about. Then decide if you want to watch the CoCoNation Live Show, the world's leading live weekly talk show featuring the Tandy Color computer, its siblings, cousins, and red-headed stepchildren. Visit thecoconation.com. There is no obligation and no salesman will visit you. Visit thecoconation.com.
The CoCoNation show is an unscripted, live, and interactive broadcast. Anything can and will happen. The views and opinions expressed by members of the panel and the live audience are their own, and not necessarily those of the CoCoNation show, its sponsors, affiliates, or subsidiaries. Open minds are encouraged, and a sense of humor is recommended. Thank you for being a part of the CoCoNation.
Radio Shack? Okay.
What?
The 80s called.
Welcome to the CoCoNation, the world's first live and interactive talk show featuring the Tandy color computer and its hardware cousins.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the CoCoNation Show, episode 452. What happened to Mark?
My camera switched.
He's looking a little green today.
You wanted a green screen, you got one.
All right, let's see. On the panel today, we've got yours truly first up, and then we got Kevin Holloway.
Hello.
And Rick Euland.
Hey, folks.
And Ron Delvaux.
Hey, ¿cómo está?
Hey, in center square, we got Frederic, micro hobbyist.
Hello, I got my VCF Montreal shirt.
Nice.
Ooh. All right.
You got real estate there. Might as well use it, huh?
Yeah, actually, that real estate paid for my acquisition, which I'll talk about later.
Ooh, cool.
Nice.
Okay.
More to come.
Next over, fighting with a camera, we got Marco.
Hey, I'm really here. Just my camera got sucked up by some other process, so I got to reboot it.
We like your thumb.
Thank you.
You call your cat some other process?
No, it wasn't my cat.
Where's that thumb go?
This time. All right, next row, we got Ken Wilmot.
Hello from Toronto.
Ooh.
Hello, Toronto. I mean, Ken.
Ken Waters.
How come you always stick the Kens on the bottom row? Jeez.
That's because
show
you
up
guys
on
show up
time.
late. And last but not least, we got Bob Emery.
Idly, hey, neighborinos.
Ken Bob.
He thought a minute before he came on. It's good.
Well,
All
I
right.
was busy scrambling stuff together.
In the chat, we've got Brian Blake, Kevin Holloway,
Wayne Campbell.
Wayne Campbell? Yeah, we're getting there. J.E. Jones, Michael Wiffle. Yep, Wayne Campbell. See, I got his picture there and I recognize him. Peter Willard. Wayne Nuts. Julian Brown. Jim Rye. Brian Walsh. Did I say him already? Yes, no. Scroll. Kenny Retro Things. Tom Eric Gunderson. David Lord. And that catches us up. All
Wait.
right. Okay, somebody's gonna throw me some chat now, huh? Let me get this out of the way. All right. First up today. Close that. Turn that off. Turn that on. Project updates. Frederic, what you got today?
I'm the first one. Okay.
You're the first one.
Okay. Well, with the money I made at VCF Montreal, I didn't want to spend it in my normal budget, but I got myself to replace that little thing over there, 2-channel scope.
All right.
Got a Rigel one, 4-channel.
Wow.
Ooh, with the digital input.
Yeah, it's got a 16 channel
Digital
logic
input.
analyzer.
It'll be yours in 3 years, huh?
It's even got HDMI network connection.
I
Sterling
want
Spang.
logic analyzers built right in.
Yeah,
It's got to
yeah.
have those
cool.
vents.
I just got it this morning actually.
Wow.
But yeah, it's paid for because I had money from the sales I made in VCF
Wow.
You
Montreal.
can move your monitor right after the show up a little higher and it'll fit right in there on the shelf. That's good to go.
And
Yeah,
then you'll
it's a bit
you'll have a
tall.
scope to sell off.
Yes.
Right. A little cheap scope.
Very cheap.
I'd like to rent one of your little cubby holes there.
What brand is your other scope, by the way?
Oh, it's a Chinese brand. It's called Gratin.
Okay.
I bought it at local.
In other words, yeah, there's like 12 different scopes that are all the same scope.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's probably, I think, what is it?
They're not dropping coins on a pan for names anymore, huh?
Roll the dice.
Now, the Regals are made in China too, but their fit and finish is great. We have one at work we got years ago, and compared to the tech scopes we have from 20 years ago, it's like these are just as solid. So I bought a 4-channel Regal.
Now, if you really want to be impressive, you use both scopes at the same time.
Oh yeah, need more channels.
Yeah, because that's the way it works.
Get you 6 channels there.
All 4 arms too. Yeah.
Does it include a signal generator?
Yes, 2.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
I like that between the signal generator, the scope, the logic analyzer, half of my bench would go away with that tool. I got this.
Yeah, it's too bad though. I would have liked it if it was a 32 channel. That would be interesting.
Oh, well, there's always another one. You know,
there's
always another level.
But
should have got the 64.
What's interesting about it, is a normally a 70 megahertz scope, but it's been hacked with a new firmware for 350. So that's good, very good. So I don't have to bother with hacking it.
I mean, that's almost as bad as renting your power seats in your BMW. You know?
Yeah,
this scope could really be a 350, but the firmware makes it a 70.
Yeah,
and they're just going to charge you more to turn that on.
Exactly. Yeah, you can buy it with the 300 printed on the front. Right?
Yeah, and as a subscription for only $9.99 for heated seats a month.
Now, do you have to go into training to use the thing?
Well, most of the buttons are pretty much at the same layout as this scope here, but there are a few options in there that I don't recognize. So yes, I'll have to, RTFM it a bit.
But yeah, you'd be amazed, Ron, oscilloscopes. I've got 40, 50-year-old scopes that make perfect sense to me compared to the one that I bought 2 years ago. They're that consistent in the interface.
Good.
It's all different. It's digital and all that, but it's the same interface.
Oh, okay.
The auto button is your friend.
Yes.
That's because they used to make them more or less all the same.
Kind of like keyboards on computers, huh?
Well, right. I got an old tube scope has the knobs that it has do the same thing as the knobs on a brand new scope. It's just it doesn't have very many knobs. Yeah.
I mean, there's just so many ways to put a signal on a screen.
True.
Right, but the way it's scaled and so forth, it's all similar, and what the Z-axis does, and it's
Yeah, but one thing you don't have with an analog one is the memory. And what's fun about the one I just got is you can decode signals also. You can decode like
serial ports and stuff.
C, PS2 serial, and it's going to give you the values in hex. So it's pretty interesting for that. Yeah. So other than that, I don't.
Awesome.
Are there any hardware guys right now that like live and breathe on the panel right now?
I'm just concentrating on the living and breathing.
More of that than anything, but yeah, I still do a fair bit of stuff, but it's all
okay. Well, I want to show you something about the MMU I'm designing. I went from the first attempt that I did a year and a half ago was 11 chips for the MMU. I reduced it to 4, and then I'm down to 2, almost 3. If I could have some space on another PLD somewhere down the line, it'll be 2. So basically what I'm doing is I'm using a PLD to do the, let me share the screen for a second, you'll see.
So you're using like multi-purpose chips to lessen the amount?
Yeah. So if I share this, basically, you see the screen?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I'll just put the taskbar somewhere else. All right. So basically, I I need to have the constant block, which is the last 512 bytes of the memory region. Like there's 256 bytes of memory and the I/O space plus the vector space. This needs to be locked in place all the time, regardless of the mapping of the memory in the MMU. So you don't want to like pull the rug from under you when you do this thing. So I'm mixing in a few signals. I'm also generating like an IO decode PLD to get the MMU enable, which is basically addressed at the same place, FF90 bit 6 when you enable it or disable it. There's also bit 0 for the task register at FF91 to be able to access all the registers from task 0 and 1. So basically I'm getting all of this right here. Those registers are read and write. I didn't bother to put all 7 bits. I just need 1 bit, so I didn't put all the data bus into the PLD. It was like a waste of time. It doesn't matter if we have scrap from the bus anyways when we read it. We just need to filter bit 0 or bit 6 depending on the address. I also generated a constant block plus enable signal, which is basically, I'll need that later on. Valid memory address from E and Q, because I need the next chip right beside to be quick on its feet. So this is basically a dual ported RAM. So what I do, instead of multiplexing a RAM chip like I did last time, that's why the count was 11 chips. You basically, when you write the registers from what was it, FF A0 down to FF-A7. Well, it's from A0 through A3, and you have the, let me highlight the stuff here. So, and you have the MMU register chip select that's here. You have your basic read write here, your data, and you write the block number here in the data bus. That's all it does. And that's independent, that's the left side, independent to the right side, and that is always active. So whenever the MMU is disabled, then the RAM acts normally. But you do have, when you first boot the computer, you do have to say, well, at the first register, if you will be block 0. He says block 0, block 1, 1, 2, 2, just to initialize the RAM, because it doesn't start out. If it would start up all initialized, it'd be nice, but unfortunately, you have to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then you're set. Then you can do whatever you want with the RAM. Once the MMU is active, then you select the necessary block from A13 to A15, and the MMU task. If it's task 0 or 1, then you just go to the next step. Very straightforward. And all this is always active, except the output enable is when E and Q are high. That's when the address bus is valid. I was going to put a PLD here, which I crossed off, which would interpret the signals that's coming out. But I don't need it, because if I'm copying the information of the standard boot RAM for the first 64K right from the boot, then I don't need that PLD to say, well, if the MMU is enabled, if it's in constant block, like that's why I put the MMU here and the constant block here, just to make a swap between the A13, A14, A15, and then you have whatever is going to go to the 512K RAM chips all the way to the A18, basically. And you have the last two, B19, DB19 and DB20 is just like 139, which is up here. So basically, whenever I find another PLD that has 6 pins available, I'll scrap that and I'll recycle a PLD. So it'll be in effect 2 PLDs instead of 2.5. I call it 2.5 because the 139 is 2 devices into 1 chip, and it's smaller than the PLD. So my thinking was, if everything is driven software, so when you enable the MMU, normally the 64K addressing is on, I believe it's block 31 or or block 38 to block 38 to block 3F, or address 7FFFF 000 to F to 7FFFF. Now, normally that would be like stored there, and when you disable the MMU, it goes back to what the the CPU can see normally. It's behaving the same, but I don't need to. So if something happens to that region of memory, it doesn't matter, because when you disable it, it just restores it to the state it was when you enabled the MMU at first, when you started it. So it's probably an improvement, I don't know, but hopefully I'm crossing my fingers that it's going to be okay for Nitrous 9, though.
I'm not feeling any red flags, but I'm not really well versed in the whole MMU scheme. But as far as I know, you haven't done anything blatantly stupid or illegal. Or
that's good. Well, at least it sounds like I'm in the right direction.
Well, if you get smoke, then you got to do something different.
Well, yeah, if you get the wrong page, then you're wrong. But I think everything kind of comes up the way you're saying it does. And
I have a comment.
Yes.
So I've been playing with this. This is the RC 2014.
Yes.
Yeah. The dual memory card has a very simplified MMU on it.
Or bank switching, I think.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
Well, if you look at it, it's, I mean, okay, let's, okay, bank switching and MMU, there's sort of,
it's very
features.
Similar.
Yeah, there's a features, like MMU is kind of a superset of just banks switching, right?
Yeah. Right.
But it's interesting, like you had me thinking about when your description there is when it boots up, right? This one takes a very simple approach to the boot up, and what it does is that here, I think maybe I can just pull out the card. But what they do, of course, you have to have RAM and ROM in the right place when you boot up, right? But what they do, you don't really need RAM initially until you need to use the stack.
Yeah.
So what they've done is the MMU is disabled at boot, and these resistors actually pull everything down, pull down the upper address lines, and enable all ROM. It's all boot ROM.
Yes.
And so even though the boot ROM is mapped everywhere to all the blocks, it doesn't matter, because the upper one is the CPU will see it when it boots, right?
Yeah.
And then a few simple instructions right at boot time go and set up, they put the right blocks in, and then they enable it. And then all that thing is kind of out of the way. So that's kind of, if you're stuck for like what you're going to do at boot, you could pull off something like this. I don't recommend resistors, but there's more than one way to skin a cat, right?
Yeah. But my system does have shadow RAM, so when you first boot, it's only ROM, the whole thing.
There's RAM under there.
It's underneath. Yeah, exactly. So what it does is chip select for ROM is active and RAM output enable is deactivated. So that allows me to copy at the same address every byte that I need to copy over from ROM to RAM. Then I toggle a flip-flop which will disable the ROM chip select and enable the RAM output enable. So that ways the RAM is fully read and writable at that moment. And then I can go. The advantage of that, well, normally in the past is if you had a slow ROM, it would benefit from a higher speed of the RAM. But unfortunately today I'm using a flash and it's not really a problem. But the advantage I have today is, for example, if you have a ROM and you had a 32K ROM, for example, but your firmware in there is only 16K. Well, if you just shadow copy the whole thing, you can tell it, well, you're not stuck with that 32K block in memory map region. You just say, well, hey, I'm just going to use 16K of that firmware and the rest will be RAM. Instead of having just 32, I just go grab, add 16, and I get 48. So that's one advantage of Shadow RAM.
Well, the thing about this one is they have so little room for parts on it, and it's all vintage, through hole parts. They don't have room for additional things like Shadow RAM.
Right. What's the cheesiest way we can do it? A resistor and a cap. That'll make a slow reset. Yeah, we're good.
That's true. That's true. The RC 2014 is really made to be as simple as possible. That's for sure. It's strange because I bought the whole kit. I mean, with everything on it 2 years ago. I just haven't had time to do anything with it because then remember what happened. I met my now wife and
I got in all kinds of trouble and
and then I went to somebody talked to me about the 6309 and I was gonna say a bad word, but bad word Z80.
There is a 6809 RC 2014 board. I haven't looked at it yet.
Yeah, there is.
There is.
Reason to get the kit finished.
But I have to warn you that I haven't really figured it out yet, but there's a bug. This is not working with the system, but I don't know if it's a defective board or not. I won't know until I build the second one. But another interesting thing, just trivia. It's super easy to upgrade this to 1 meg. So I've got a piggybacked RAM chip there.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And with one jumper wire, is all it takes. And bang, you've got 1 meg instead of 512K.
Oh, nice.
But anyway, I about the MMU, so I have another one is, where on earth did you find the dual ported RAM?
Yeah, that's pretty hard to get by. I was tempted at first to get it at the dreaded source AliExpress because I've got a few fakes from there, but no, I got it from utsource.net, which is actually a good source of vintage chips.
Yeah.
I also got RC 6552s. So I can actually have two UARTs. It's basically a dual
two
ACI.
UARTs that work correctly. Yes.
Yeah. So,
yeah, dual ported RAM. Wouldn't that have made computer design a lot easier? We'll put the CPU on this port and the VDG on that port, and we don't have to sync any of this crap, and we can just run the CPU as fast as we can run it.
Small caveat is the VDG, you require a window of at least maximum a minimum of 6K.
It's a lot of dual port RAM, but
yeah, exactly. The one I got is 2K and it's 48 pins.
Right.
Well, back in the day, you did have dual ported RAM. did them a lot in video games, arcades.
Yeah, but not home computers. I mean,
No.
I'm talking about something that you and I could buy.
Yeah.
Now, at one point, they made dual port DRAM.
Yeah.
And I had some, but it.
Whoops, we lost
Oh,
Ken.
see what that did to him.
Because he lost his video and then he went the rest of the way.
Okay,
All right,
That means a dual port internet.
Exactly.
All right. Well, he did have a project update. But Frederic, are you all finished? Or you got more?
Pretty much. Yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
My third episode of the Glue Logic is out, so I don't know if we're going to talk about it later on, but
I believe it's in the list. Yes.
okay. So yeah, the next video is coming up actually a lot faster than the last
Nice.
one. It's already pretty much all finished. Just need to finish the edit.
Okay. Well, while we're waiting for Ken to come back, Henry, what do you got today?
Hey there.
Pretty.
I don't have a good demo for you because I got time zoned again. I forgot here in California things start at 11 a.m. And I think my other mistake is I didn't bring my webcam back from Georgia, and so I can't use the Linux PC because the webcam doesn't work. So now I'm on a Chromebook, but it's nice to know I can zoom on the Chromebook. But tell you what's been going on. Got a Coco 2 here, and that extension card is sticking out of it over the Polish English dictionary, and then standing up is that's probably pretty dark, but
it's a proto board with a chip on it.
That is an RP2350B little board that I made that another guy designed and put on GitHub. So think of it as a Raspberry Pi Pico, but it's got all 48 GPIO pins. And then there's a USB cable going to the PC. So three things are there. There's the Coco, there's the Raspberry Pi Pico, and there's the PC. And these two are connected strongly on the 8-bit bus. So what can you do with it? One thing that I'm doing and is working is it's emulating the ROM in the area. The Pico is emulating the ROM for the Coco in the area from from C1000 up to E. So the place where a disk basic ROM would go when you plug your disk drive in. And that's working, and I'm booting up disk basic. And what else can you do? Well, as long as I got disk basic, I should be doing a disk drive. And so the Pico should be watching the bus on the Coco and looking for reads and writes to the magic 4 addresses that a floppy disk controller uses, FF 58, 59, 5A, and 5B. And I'm doing that. Problem is, I was getting flaky things. On the Pico, I'm not using the PIO right now because I was having problems. I'll come back to that. And Patrick, this may be good news for us. We may have figured something out here. So I'm running a tight loop. It's running on an ARM core. By default, it's 150 megahertz. I usually overclock it to 250 megahertz, and this ARM core works. And so this is fast enough that it can wait for E to rise, read all of the pins, and then if it's going to be the CPU does a read cycle, let's see, we've got the address. We go look up what we need to know. We put it on the data bus. We change the directions of our D pins on the GPIOs to be outputs from the Pico into the Coco, and the CPU can read whatever value we put. If it's a write cycle, we want to stall until maybe just before E drops, until E drops, or somehow we want to get an update on the data bus late in the cycle, because the address bus is ready early in the cycle. It's ready on the rise of E, but the data bus didn't necessarily, depends on which IO device you're using. So we want to get the value, and then at the fall of E, we want to save that. And so we use these very tight little busy loops, waiting for E to rise and waiting for E to drop, in order to synchronize our loop in the ARM core with the machine cycle on the Coco. And that's the only two kind of cycles really there are, is read and write cycles. You might want to distinguish a halt cycle or a non-valid memory address cycle, but they're very much like reading FFFF. So we just call it read cycles and write cycles. In my little busy loop waiting for E to rise or E to drop, I put a little variable, and I counted how many times I'm in the loop before I exit the loop. And I put an assert in there to say, assert that we've looped at least 3 times. That gives us some leeway that we know that we're not getting close to not keeping up with the Coco. And, you know, give me an assert or write a character out the USB port or something if it looks like we're slipping. We slipped a lot, and I could not explain this. I did a lot of things. One thing I did is I moved this loop to core number 1 instead of core number 0, because there's some interrupts taking place on core 0 for the USB device. So I've moved us to core 1, and I've disabled interrupts on core 1. So I tried again. I'm still getting this problem. Okay, I'll fast forward now to what I figured out. There's and this is something Patrick has tried to explain to me. Here's what fixed it. Changing it so that instead of waiting for E to rise, waiting until I sample E twice and see E is high. Or instead of waiting for E to drop once, I wait for 2 reads of E to say it's at 0. And this seems to debounce the whole thing and get me away from assuming that I'm in one part of the cycle when really I'm in a little bounce on another part of the cycle. And that's what was screwing it up. And the way Patrick had tried to explain this to me, because he's had problems with the Coco IO board working in some Cocos, but not most. It works in most Cocos, but a few it doesn't. He says, "Oh well, the bus is so fast on the WizNet chip that it just doesn't work with the slow bus on the Coco," and that didn't make any sense at all to me. But now I can see that if you've got logic that works slow in a 1980s way versus logic that works fast in a modern era, that fast logic might see some jitter, might see you crossing the barrier between 1 and 0 a couple of times with some jitter in it.
Maybe, but not quite.
A slow logic just doesn't see. So,
compared to the signal looks like a football. It doesn't just change states. It kind of heads on up and then wanders on down. And at what point do you say, okay, it's a 1?
It overshoots that much? On a
no,
screen?
it's slow. It's slow. It doesn't just snap from a 0 to a 1. It kind of meanders on up, and then it meanders on down.
So, Frederic, not only do you see jitter on a scope, but your scope might be seeing something different than the input logic to your chips are seeing.
Okay.
Right, because where do you call it?
Well, I mean, we're talking about, jitter and little tiny things that are just on the verge of
on the threshold of the if it's DTL or CMOS, depending on the
so you have to question, is my scope really going to see things the same or differently than this chip is going to see it? And I can't argue which one is seeing it right. I hope the scope is seeing it right, but
the chip's seeing what you got to put up with. So
anyway, this made a huge difference. So what can we do? This also then goes back to where I said it was a week or 2 ago when I was on that I thought I'd gotten pretty good at writing PIO. The programmable IO assembly language is a very special little assembly language for the 12-state machines. But I think that the PIO was getting confused by the same jitter. And so I can go back now to my PIO and apply the read it twice and get the same result test. And hopefully I'm going to be able to fix that. And so then a lot of my CPU will free up because PIO is doing this work. And what does that leave me with? But there's also a hardware solution, which is to put a chip on the E or the Q to condition them with a Schmidt trigger input, which uses hysteresis. And hysteresis in this context is kind of like your thermometer. I'm sorry, your thermostat might turn the heater on when the temperature drops down to 65 and turns it off when it rises up to 68. But it's not like at 66 and a half, you want it to jitter and turn off and on and off and on a whole lot.
Right,
so
right.
You have two different criteria.
It's called a deadband.
I can put a chip like that on it, and I probably can find one of those in one of my spare boxes, or I could even build one with my degree in electrical engineering and a CMOS buffer and a resistor or something, and do the positive feedback thing, and see if that fixes it. You know, putting an extra gate on the Q and the E input changes your timing a little bit.
Yeah.
But we might even be able to account for that.
I just wanted to
PIO software.
I'd like to just address something that was in the chat. When I speak of the signals in the manual looking like a football, I don't mean the level looks like a football. It's the probability of that edge being triggered grows over a little bit of time. Where on a modern chip, that probability is almost instant. You change it, it changes. On the OLS scheme, the probability of when it's going to change, there's a little bit of time span in there where some Cocos it's going to jump quick, and there's some it's not going to cross some voltage spec until a little bit later, and there's some where it's going to wobble. It's not just instant, you know.
And what makes these rise and fall slowly is a lot of things, and part of it is little internal resistances and capacitances in how many cards you have plugged in, you know. And if one of those cards has funny behavior, that'll change how quickly the bus responds. Whether you're using a TTL inputs or CMOS inputs changes this, you know, because TTLs draw current when the signal is a 0 and don't pretty much when the transistor's cut off when a signal is a 1, but CMOS draws currents when you're changing from one to the other. So that makes a difference. And yes, Patrick, I can totally see it. The difference between my modern 74HC chips and the older chips from the 80s that are in the Coco for how fast their output changes. You can see very sharp edges on the scope with the modern stuff, and these slow edges
is terrible. Yeah.
Could have jitter, and the jitter doesn't necessarily have to be on that one signal. That jitter could have been on the ground or the +5 rails, which means relatively there's jitter. And so where you put your scope's ground might tell you whether you're going to see it or not.
Okay.
Yeah. Did you put some sort of buffer or latches between the Coco and the
I have none right now. Let me pull this out.
So how do you level shift though?
The RP2350 that's used in the Pico 2 is 5-volt tolerant.
Oh, okay.
And there was a lot of debate on the internet about what does tolerant mean? Is it tolerant in this condition? Does it work in that condition if the power hasn't come back up yet, you know, and it sees 5 volts? Is it going to zap it? But we got I got personal assurance from Eric, who you see at vintage computer festivals with his giant 6502. He's
Oh,
got
yes.
the big Visual 6502.
The monster one, yeah.
The monster, that's the word. Yeah. He told me that he had tried this and it worked for him, and like, okay, I'm all in. So yeah, I have no extra logic on this board right now. No buffers, no nothing. So I'm gonna give this my next attempt. And yeah, if I had those buffers, it might have smoothed this particular problem out. Or if I put a thing with a Schmidt trigger input, it might fix it.
How many samples can you do in one e-cycle?
Okay, if a Coco 1 or 2 is running at, let's call it 1 megahertz for
yeah
rules of thumb, and this is at 250 megahertz, the answer might be 250, but you know, you don't have that kind of efficiency with your assembly language. You do have that kind of efficiency with the programmable IO. The PIO can absolutely read it every cycle, but then wouldn't be able to do anything with it.
Yeah. Okay.
You think of the timing as being not all that precise when you're using a really modern processor like an ARM. It turns out that this does not have a lot of caches, because caches make a difference. You know, going to RAM on these modern chips is really slow compared to doing some computations in the CPU, which reverses the optimizations that we would have made in the 80s, where we would pre-compute something, put it in RAM, and fetch it later when we needed it. I don't know, what was the other thing I was going to say? The interrupts are, you know, can cause jitter, and that's why I've turned off the interrupts on the core that I'm using. Pipeline flushes when you have to do branch prediction. Is this going to be true most of the time or false most of the time? That can affect stuff, but that's probably deterministic instead of causing jitter, I think. Anyway, that's why I really want to move to the PIO, where the timing is much more accurate. Now that you can see that thing, this is the same chips, almost little substitutions that you would get on a Raspberry Pi Pico 2, but it's the B version of the CPU, of the microcontroller. This brings out all 48 GPIO pins, and this is on a 60-pin DIP. And there's a guy, I credit him somewhere.
But that's not an official Raspberry Pi
designed that and put it on GitHub, so I use it. I'm sorry, Frederic?
So, but that's not a Raspberry Pi official product. It's something that was made by somebody.
That's right. It's using the official RP2350 chip, though.
Okay.
Yeah. And my advance is I've learned enough KiCad that I've merged this design and this design into a single board. Nice. And I'll be sending off to make some, so that no longer do we have to solder ourselves these dips onto the circuit boards that otherwise we get a surface mount assembly done for us.
I
that'll be nice.
Sorry.
Yeah, please.
I presume you went through the thought process of using a Schmidt trigger octal buffers to probably grab as soon as it's up. You know it's up, right? So
right. If I used if I put those on E and Q, or just on E, if I'm only using E, that's exactly what I want to try, because that's the hardware solution.
Then you'd have more room for software after that, I guess.
Then yeah, that's right. Then my PIOs would be simpler because I don't have to do the double read tests. Yeah, and I'll have more room for more bells and whistles.
But the overall project is really fascinating. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
can't wait to see a finished product.
I want to, just like you're trying to build the MMU there, I want to do that in here as well. And like right now, I'm using a Coco 2 that only has 16K of RAM. I'm trying to trick it into thinking it has 32K at boot time, and I'm failing. But I'm responding to those addresses from 4,000 to 8,000 by pulling down SLENB and putting stuff on the bus and tracking the reads in an internal RAM array inside the chip here. So I'm also trying to recreate the move at the moment.
It's a clever trick, honestly. It's clever.
It's a beautiful trick.
Yeah.
How much RAM inside?
I'll tell you.
Yeah. So, I mean, these might be $20 moo plus all kinds of other, capabilities, plus, EEPROM capability, because right now I'm serving ROM. Act as SD card, act as your network card. All kinds of stuff. It could be physical SD card or SD card that's in your PC over the USB tether.
Yeah, does it heat up much when you
Absolutely
overclock it?
not. No.
Oh, no. Okay.
It is dead cold.
Nice.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, very nice.
All right.
There. Okay, Ken, you're back.
Am I on?
Yes, yep, you're on.
Okay. Oh, there, that's better. I was
it takes me a second to
seeing
find
Henry. Okay, so yeah. I'm gonna get in a jockey so I can reach stuff. So I got tired of all my hardware projects because there's way too many of them, the boards and stuff, Just briefly though, I'm working on, where is it now? This one. So this is RC 2014 63 sorry. It's a Hitachi 63C03Y card for the RC bus, right? So it's sort of, this chip says it's like the same basic thing as what's in the MC10, but just a few better features, right? So this is yeah, the trick is though they only give you one row. It's not a double.
No, for the
CPU.
The microcontroller.
Oh, this, yeah, it's a 64 pin.
Yeah, it's a higher
and
density.
So you get more IO. But that isn't, there's more. There's really a few more important features, we'll put it that way, right? From a hardware standpoint, it's easier to work with than the RP, which I don't want to digress because I want to get over to this, right? But anyway, so finally, this is the third version of the board, and it subsumes the clock card that you have to use with it otherwise. So it's got both a CPU clock and a baud clock, both clocks on board. So it's more compact than the others. The usual RC 2014 has a separate card for all its clocks, and I thought, well, I don't need that. So I squeezed it on there. It just barely fit on. Anyway, these things keep me far too focused on they're just like long-term projects that never get anything done. And not enough fun. It's a lot of work. It's fun when you it's fun to design and it's fun to see it work, but it doesn't come together into any big kind of useful, if you want, or fun thing, So I started thinking about the MC10 again, and I decided it was time to write a game. So that's what I'm working on now, and in order to do that, I had a lot of catching up to do, both getting a development environment going in WSL, which is a Linux for Windows, basically.
Mhm.
And getting that aligned with a hardware connection to the MC10. And one thing that's been holding me back a lot is how do you get if you're developing, you write code, how do you get it to the MC10?
Oops.
Inception right out of here.
That's how you get it over to the MC10.
You just zip through the time warp and
he switches internet to the MC10. That's why.
Well, I guess that was all we had for project updates, unless anyone else has something.
I have a question, which is not an update, but
Okay.
I know for a while it was hard to get, but my Coco 3 over here has a CM8 monitor, so I'm fine for the quality of video. But I want to use my I got a few Coco 2s, but I want to have the best one that's out there that I have in my shelves, and have something better for display. There used to be like the composite mod, VGA and whatnot. Who sells these now? Because for a while it was hard to get.
The composite mods?
Composite or better.
Because I think with the Cocos, I mean, yes, certainly composite was certainly a thing, but aren't they also, if you come directly off the VDG, aren't you able to get like direct colors?
RGB to HDMI.
There is something.
Well, no, that's all Coco 3 stuff, though.
Coco DV.
No, RGB to HDMI can be used with a Coco 1 and 2 or an MC10 or anything with a VDG.
Oh.
Yeah, Coconut Bob, doesn't he have a
yeah, that's me.
Not a digital output, but
just a breakout board that makes it easy to you just throw the breakout on the bottom of the motherboard. It literally solders to the VDG's footprint.
Any to show us?
I don't have one that I can show right.
He keeps putting his Cocos back together, though.
Yeah. Who does that? I'm actually working on a GBS 8200 thing right now, which is a different one, but it's not good for Coco 1 or 2. It's good for RGB.
Yeah, the syncs are different. But
so
yeah, instead of composite,
there
it was taking the individual, and I forget the designation offhand, but it's like
RGB sync, so like
no, but it's almost like S video.
Okay.
Oh, they're taking the chrome and the luminance and
Oh well, that's better than composite, that's for sure. A lot better than RF.
So for the 1 and 2 or any VDG machine, you have to do YUV firmware on the RGB to HDMI. It's all included in there. There's like 3 different firmwares, and you can go through the menu system and tell it to flash whichever one you want to use.
Okay.
So I have one set up for Coco 3 all the time, and I have one that I normally use for Coco 2 stuff. And you flash the ROM with
See if I can blow them up here.
Yeah.
If I can. You flash the ROM in the menu system with whatever firmware you need, and there's a.
What's the name of that?
It's normally, this is RGB to HDMI, and I got this from Retro Hack Shack.
Okay.
So you need the analog board, whether you're doing Coco 1, 2, or 3. And then
your little breakout board that you put on the bottom of the VDG.
So yeah, that's
connects
for any
brings the signals out to
Coco
that
1
piece,
or
right?
2. Yeah, it even fits in the MC10 under the motherboard.
All right, so
But
Retro
you,
Hack Shack
you just
has
can't
that.
have the pin header. Yeah.
who
Retro Hack Shack. There might be someone in Canada.
Okay. What about the analog board? Is that something that you do yourself?
Yeah, they sell
or
that too.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right.
But it's also open source. I'm actually contemplating designing one specifically for Coco 2 and 3 that would install internally with minimal effort.
Yeah. All right, thank you.
But yeah, I'm also working on as long as we're here.
Sure.
I'm also working on a GBS 8200 with a case, because that's one of the big drawbacks of them is that there's no case. But this isn't really good for 1 or 2. It's only a Coco 3 thing. It takes the RGB and gives you a good.
You still got to mix the syncs together, don't you?
If you use it without the control mod, you do need a combined sync. And so that's the other half of this is my interface board. This sits inside here. And there's room for a sync combiner circuit, if I can hold it up where the camera can see it.
Okay.
And there's also room for a microcontroller if you want to do the GBS 82 or the GBS control mod. You can put an ESP on there, and there's basically 3 wires that will plug in right here, and these 3 wires solder to the chip right here on 3 specific pins. And that's basically it. You put a jumper on that, and then you've got HDMI output. Oh, there's that.
So this is for your Coco 3, right?
Yeah,
it's not the Coco 3 tech on. Yeah.
And there's no artifact support for this, so I am officially labeling this the GBS-CM8.
Right. Well, see, that's the trick. You can steal your sync from the composite, and then you've got your artifacting colors too, and so no one knows that you're cheating.
Yeah, and then I've actually got a respin of the board here, and because the first one needed more feature creep. So in addition, yeah, get off there. In addition to having a little, I showed you all these cheap little amplifiers I got a while back, 10 for like $3. Got some little cheap speakers, and those just kind of plug into a pin header on here. But this also has, no, it won't focus clear enough to read, but I added a fan PWM circuit because there's a little tiny fan in there that keeps the GBS cool, and it was just a little bit noisy, and I figured it could run slower. So I've added a thermocouple or something like that, and a pulse width modulation controller. I added over here, there's a switch, a digital switch that will detect sync pulses from the H-sync and turn the GBS off after 5 seconds.
Okay, so when you turn the Coco off, it turns off the GBS.
Right. It'll stay on for a few seconds, the GBS will, so that it'll sync right back up if you're just power cycling it. But if you turn the Coco off, the GBS itself will be shut off, and only the microcontroller will keep running. Or the 5-volt accessory output, you could still plug in like a phone and charge it while you're not using the Coco or whatever, or while you are using the Coco. Cool. And then this is also an example because I'm about to start building this with all the surface mount stuff. So that's how I start my surface mount chips. Throw some blue tape on there. I'll tack it down and then
get that corner lined up, and
yep,
makes sense.
All right, cool.
Yep.
All right, so
posting updates.
All right, Ken, you've joined us again, so pick up where you left off.
I don't know why this is happening.
It's cool looking though. Woo.
It did that again. Oh
yeah.
Oh, you didn't pay your internet.
Yeah, they sucked you back to the previous universe or something because we saw you recede into the distance. So,
well, yeah. I got a phone call from Zoom asking me for money to fix it, but I thought it was a scam, so I didn't.
They just racked the Zoom back on your.
Anyway, so we'll see how long I can get away with this. By the way, Bob and I have had a lot of back-end conversations about the video upgrades to the MC10. It's really been kicked around a lot, all the options. S-video, YUV. There's a lot of different, so there's a lot of possibilities, and some of them are already available, but not all. And then just one, one funny thing about that is the MC10 doesn't have artifact colors. It doesn't do that. Almost. It's worth mentioning now because I'm doing this thing here. Like you can see here that this is green. Well, green doesn't exist in that palette. It's it has only buff, magenta, cyan, and orange. But if you mix them, and this is in color mode, not in mono mode like it is with artifact color. This is still in color, but I'm alternating pixels of different colors. And what it does is it confuses the chroma demodulator in the TV and produces some in-between color. So it's a little bit spotty, but I'm able to get extra colors in color mode, which is kind of cool. But anyway, I better get to the point before I get zoomed away again. But yeah, there's been a lot of really good work and research and on the MC10 video, and I hope maybe some more will come out of that. But I use strictly RF. I've only got RF. I've got an RF box converter. It's this one down here, and I just go RF into VGA. HDMI, and then into the monitor. It's just RF. Anyway, so I got to do development. I use this what I call the back porch board, and it just plugs into the back of the MC10 and provides a serial port and a ROM. So I've got a monitor, machine language monitor in ROM, and a serial port USB connection to the computer, which means I can be actually quickly download when I get a binary finished and ready to test. I can just send it down via S9 by sending S19 records to the monitor, and so my cycle would be I assemble, and then it makes a file, and I just use the Telnet program to just send it directly to the box, and it's ready to go. But another benefit is that I can run the monitor at the same time as the video. I can't run it at the same time as the program, but the program is able to access the serial port if I want. So I can do debugging that way and so on, right? So it's extremely more convenient than assemble, convert to a C10 file, put the C10 file on a card, put that into the back and so on. And then another bonus, am I still here?
Yes.
Good. Another bonus is I discovered that you can power the MC10 from the back port. If you just put 5 volts on there, doesn't have the usual power supply connected. And that means the serial port doesn't work, but I don't care because I've got my own.
You've got your own serial port.
Yeah.
Nice.
So basically, it's extremely convenient way to develop. And so just to wrap up, and what I plan to do is later, I'm gonna sort of jump in from time to time with updates on this specific game. It's hard to point back when you're seeing things backwards, right? I have to. Oh yeah, okay. But so this game is called Atomic Tanks, and I learned about it from being a Linux fan from years ago. It's one of the few games simple games that you could just get from the repositories, right? And it was so much fun. And I ended up playing it with my son during the pandemic a lot. It was just a lot of fun. And so when I started thinking about developing something for the MSN game, perfect, right? And then I thought, why not? There's a lot of ideas in this game that I could use, and it won't be the same, but it'll be use a lot of ideas, similar ideas. And so I've got this demo going here. And all I have so far really is a simple environment. It's got ground, sky, and the very first tank, which I just built today. And so the idea is that the game is tanks that can shoot at each other, and then but it's a strategy game because you can choose weapons, and in addition to aiming, there's a myriad of different weapons that you can choose, and there's a kind of an economy of where you gain money by killing opponents and vice versa, and then you can use that money to buy more weapons. So you think about, how can I get ahead? If I get this kind of weapon, it'll get me some money back, and it goes in rounds. So this is as far as I got. Like basically, all I have now is sort of infrastructure, and then the future challenge will be to actually get the working components of the game together, and then the game logic itself. So right now, this tank, it needs some things. It needs a gun, and there's no weapons yet. This thing is just this scroll test. But when I saw it, I've had it up there from yesterday, and I thought, boom, oh yeah, tractor beam. So I'm going to add my own weapon. When you hit someone, this thing will come and suck them up into the sky.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, I promise to come back and now that you know basically what's going on, I'll give you updates on how the game itself is progressing.
Nice.
Thank you. I made it to the end.
Did.
Right.
Well, yeah, just barely.
Yeah, because I saw you locked up and then boom, he's gone.
Oh, I didn't catch that. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, you lost your video. Oh, there you are. You're back again. You lost your video for a bit, and
it's still lost.
I can see him. Or you froze.
Oh yeah, no, he's the big black block on.
Yeah.
I can see everyone now. But you're not hearing me, I think.
Yeah,
no, we can hear you.
We can hear you. We just can't see you no more.
We can hear you, but you're a black screen. Yeah.
Now I see you again.
There should be a button.
There he is. He's back.
Is there a button that will just fix everything?
Yeah. It's called
we don't
rebooting.
know.
The off button.
True that.
All right. Is there anything else for project updates? Otherwise, we'll go into commercial. Okay. Here we go. After that, game on. Ken, you there?
Hello everyone, it's your good buddy, your good pal Amigo, and joined by that dastardly The Brent from ARG Presents.
You're watching CoCoNation.
I feel like that should have been longer.
The CoCoNation Show would like to thank the following patrons. AC's 8-Bit Zone, Alex Gare, Alan Huffman, Barry Tompkinson, Boysen Tech, Brendan Donnie, Brian Walsh, Brian Weasler, Karen Askham, Coconut Bob, Daddy Burrito, David Ladd, Derek Smithson, Diego BF109, Don Barber, Eric Canales, Frederic Segard, Glenn Hewlett, Graham Wabke, Grant Leedy, Henry Gernhardt, Henry Strickland, Jason Warrens, Jeffrey Drywater, Jim Mullis, Justin Larson, Ken Reichard, Kevin Holloway, Mark Castellan, Michael Hill, Patrick Euland, Paul Fiscarelli, Paul Shoemaker, R. Allen Murphy, Richard Harding, Rob Inman, Rocky Hill, Steve Batson, Terry Trapp, TJB Chris, Tom C., Tom Gunderson, Tom S., William Athing. Thank you so much, patrons. If you would like to support the CoCoNation show, sign up at patreon.thecoconation.com.
Hey everyone, I'm TJB Chris, and I'm watching the CoCoNation live show, and so are you. And probably shouldn't be pointing that thing at you. Enjoy!
The CoCoNation would like to thank our Discord boosters. Boysen Tech, Captain Kirchhoff, Frederic Micro Hobbyist Sigard, Glenside Computer Club, Paul Fiscarelli, Paul Shoemaker, Richard G., and Wingnut 2626. Please consider joining Discord and visiting the welcome section to see what the community has to offer. Just go to discord.thecoconation.com.
See you on Discord.
Welcome everybody to the CoCoNation Game On Challenge of the Week results video. This week we played Quarx. We had a total of 22 players. We had Exile in Paradise with 33, Mr. Dave 6309 159, Jim Rye 207, Tasman 328, Rich N 337, Kieran 370, Canadian Retro Things 407, Sloopy Malibu 410, Coconut Bob 429, L. Curtis Boyle 440, 8 Bits in the Basement 442, Ed Rhodes 564, Paul Shoemaker 644, Mark B 694, Just Mike 833, David Craker 1072, Brian Blake 1125, Retro Rick 1477, Shenley 1619, Mike Zweifel 2104, and the first one to wrap the score counter was Dr. Ted with 10,000, but that didn't give him first place because first place belongs to Josh Craker with 10,264. Congratulations to everybody that played. We'll see you again next week.
Hey, Kenny.
And the CoCoNation salutes
Josh.
Josh Craker.
Salute!
Salute! Kenny, how many of you had on the screen at once?
I'm going to have to write their names down.
How many?
Right? Something like that.
How many players during the live one, or how many players in total?
You had 22 that time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How
that
many?
wasn't bad.
What's the record?
I think 31.
Wow. Really?
That was way back at the beginning.
Mm.
It's like, I think when we did like the transcode Donkey Kong or something like that.
Mm. That's pretty good.
But this is definitely one of the higher ones. We've only broken 20 a handful of times.
Yeah, it's good.
So. All right. Well, Quarx. What is there to say about it? That
I got along with that game.
Yep. When you can make the top 10 and beat more than half the field, that's definitely your game, Mark. So since you're such an expert at it, you can talk about it.
Well, I look at it as a variation on Tetris.
Yep.
So
simplified version.
Yeah, it don't rotate, but you know, you don't rotate the orientation of the piece, but you rotate the pieces within it.
Mm-hmm.
So you match a minimum of 3, either horizontal, vertical, or diagonal. But it has to be 3 in a straight line. So, but yeah, it's pretty good game to play.
Yeah, nice relaxing one.
Yeah, the background though I think is a little too busy.
Yeah, that's one of the things we talked about last week. Certain colors were not bad, but then there were certain ones that they just blended in with the pieces, made it harder to really see what the pieces were.
And I think the triangle, the square shapes were better than the ball shapes.
Oh yeah, the ball shapes, the little faces were quite. They definitely blended a lot more into the background than the shapes.
So
So
those
it's hard to get matches.
They probably would have worked better on a higher resolution screen.
Yeah.
Or higher color depth.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Like if you buy the entire full version, there's a couple more shapes that come with it, and I don't know what those are like because I have not bought the full version. So, has anybody bought it here that has seen what the other shapes are?
I think somebody that was playing did buy it. I don't remember who. On Discord, they're mentioning that. And then another person, I think, had bought the cartridge. And was waiting on that to come in.
Now, I think both Dr. Ted and Josh basically just gave up on their games. They're at the point where they could have just played it forever. Because they probably reached the point in the game where it wasn't getting any harder. And
yeah, it was getting too fast for me there when you got up to about level 9, 10.
Yeah.
That was about my limit.
Oh, mine was about level 6, so... I'm just not that good at thinking quickly. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about it, but it's definitely a good game that's now been added to the annals of the Coco game list, so I would definitely recommend that if you're not people that aren't going to buy it, at least go download the beta or the whatever, the free version and try it out. It's a lot of fun. And it's something that you could definitely play on your color computer that, you know, younger, older people will be able to play. And, you know, it's not a complicated game to learn. So, yeah.
Okay. And the Coco 2 version, the full version is available as the freeware.
Yeah.
Right.
I guess I should have checked that out. It probably has the other
sets.
Other sets in it, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. And then on the Coco 3 one, that's where you have to buy the full version.
Yeah. Oh, and I also wanted to mention that Coconut Bob also submitted a late score of 897, but, you know, it was late, so. It was
expression, you snooze, you lose.
It was 45 minutes late. He would have moved up in the standings, but...
Oh, he was in the standings anyway, so...
Yeah. It wouldn't have changed the number of people that played, but it would have changed where he sat in the list.
Yeah, see, but it changed the number of people, then they'd let him in.
Would have moved me up like six positions from what I saw.
It would have, but then I would have had to redo everything, and
yeah, I knew the deal when I submitted it.
But we'll give you an honorable mention about that. So
it was a pretty good score, so I felt it was worth it.
I mean, it was no 10,000, but.
Well, this is a game I'll keep in my little library.
Yeah.
It's the casual game. You don't have to remember how you played it. It started up and.
Well, you're good at it, Mark. So you should buy the cartridge. Then you could have it there just to pop into your machine whenever you want.
Yeah, except unfortunately my machine is in the closet.
All right. I don't know. Does anybody else have anything they want to say about Quarx? Or... I'm actually interested to maybe try and get a hold of some versions for other computers and compare them.
Okay.
So. All right. Well, the other game that we played was Beware the KBB, which stands for the Killer Bouncing Balls. So that was a game that was done by Retro Rick, based on another game from the past. And unfortunately, I didn't get a lot of time this week to play any games, so... does anybody have anything they want to say about Beware the KBB? I saw that there's some pretty good scores being submitted for it, so...
We have another week, right? So we'll have
we have another week on that one.
Okay.
But I unfortunately had zero time this week to play any games, so I didn't even turn my computer on for most of the week. Anybody? Anybody? Come on, somebody's got to play. At least played the game.
Bueller.
I haven't played it this week. I played it in the past, but I haven't pulled it out quite yet.
Well, I know there's been a few tips by Retro Rick in the Game On Challenge channel about you're only allowed to have one shot on the screen, so if you miss, you have to wait for something. So try to shoot things when they're a little closer to the bottom of the screen so that it's easier to actually hit them. More accurately. And also try to space out when you kill them, because a new one will form at the top as soon as you kill one. So if you get them spaced out, then the one balls will not block the one that you're trying to kill. There's only one of the balls that when it hits the bottom kills you, so the other ones just bounce back up. So if you have them well spaced out, then they can't block your shot from hitting the one with the eyes. But other than that, I don't know what to say about it, because, as I said, the only time I've played it so far was when I tested it out last Friday, Saturday. So... All right, well, if nobody's got anything to say about that, I will move on to the live Game On Challenge show. As soon as I can find where that is. There we go. And, again, I wasn't there, so I don't know what happened. Anybody that was there, can you talk about what happened?
I think there was eventually 4 of us.
Let's see.
Sorry, I was delayed greatly.
Ah, there we go. 4 people there. Oh, and somebody's playing Beware the KBB. And also considering that that is a game that's written in BASIC, it's...
That's basic?
What?
Okay, the upper right one. Okay.
Yeah, the green one.
Sorry, I didn't play any both the games, so wasn't there.
You're embarrassing Canada by not playing the games. Oh wait,
Sorry.
I wasn't there either, so
Takes one.
Sorry,
I wasn't there and you weren't there. I don't think we were allowed to broadcast in Canada. That's why I haven't actually seen this yet.
It also was the night of the Glenside meeting, so I think we were a little short last week.
Yeah.
Cat. You know, like it when cats walk across your keyboard?
I guess if you want to join the live Game On Challenge, then you could do it on Thursday nights at 5 p.m. Sorry, it's my first day talking. You can join it at 5 p.m. on Thursday nights or Thursday afternoons. That's Pacific time. And it's in the live Game On Challenge channel on Discord. So all you have to do is go and click on the channel and you're in there, and just share your screen of an emulator, real Coco, whatever you're playing, and join on in. And if you can't do that, you can join us on YouTube or Twitch and make fun of us in the comments.
Because we like hecklers.
I mean, we are hecklers, so
of course
we make fun of each other. So why not have the audience make fun of us as well? All right. Well, I guess I will show you what the next game is then.
Drum roll, please.
How about this screen?
Ooh, it's a space game. You know, because space games sell.
It is a space game. It's a similar game to something we've played in the past.
Yeah, the Moonlander thing.
Moon Rover.
Similar. Does anybody recognize it?
Has meteorites falling from the sky.
I would also like to point out this is one that's not on Curtis's site, so I'm specifically choosing it to try and make him do more about his.
No wonder nobody recognizes it.
It's Space Quest, the prequel.
Was it ported from the Dragon?
Good question. I'm not sure.
How about UFO?
Oh.
You know that.
I hit the wrong button. Did I? Yes, I did. Okay, well here's the title screen. Just there we go. Starskid.
Starskid. Interesting.
So it's basically a lunar rover game, except that you're a floating spaceship that jumps over the rocks, and the only thing that there's constantly meteors falling on you. So
right, and it's a flying saucer, low terrain fly.
Yeah, you're like what did they call the thing in Star Wars that Luke drove, this land speeder?
Yeah, the land speeder. Yeah.
Land speeder.
Jump over the womp rats. Yeah.
Oh, it's a TND software release.
Yep. So that's the game for the next 2 weeks. And that's all I have to say. Unless there's any questions.
No.
Why am I an idiot?
Well.
The show's not long enough for that.
Okay, well,
you can
we're
go
definitely
first, Ken.
doing a 5-hour show here.
May involve your parent.
Master Chief Emery has a question.
I just soldered a resistor where the capacitor goes, that's all.
They're not interchangeable?
Nicely done.
You know, they're in series. It probably wouldn't matter.
There you go.
It's a repassitor.
See,
No, it's
Bob,
a
I don't
Casper.
think that makes you an idiot. That makes you a trailblazer to see, hey, I wonder if this will work.
Right, it's a CR network instead of the other way around.
Instead of an RC. Okay, so I guess we're ready for some news.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, let's hit the game on news. We only got 3 stories for that this week.
All right, here we go.
When you want the latest in TRS-80, Tandy, Dragon, MC10, and all of their hardware cousins, no matter what it takes, or where news breaks, from around the world to your nation. The CoCoNation News with L. Curtis Boyle. Today's special guest presenter, Mark Overholzer.
Take it away, Mark.
Thank you. Let's jump into the game on news since, hey, we only got 3 stories this week. All you slackers out there doing games, we need more content. Please step it up. Okay, Rick Euland. First one, Marlon Lee.
Yeah, it looks like
Space Invaders, the traditional type. Wow. Okay, Marlon Lee returns, this time covering Space Ambush by Andy Kulik for CompuWare.
Today we've got Space Ambush.
Have we played this one before in the Game On Challenge?
out of the versions of Space Invaders.
I'm pretty
I believe
sure
we have.
Yeah,
I remember the asterisk.
Yeah.
Somebody
Yes,
said
sounds
it's an
familiar.
X-wing.
The quasi X-wing, but different enough you can't get a copyright strike. Hey, just because it looks like an X, you know? It's
an asterisk fighter.
Yeah, asterisk fighter. That means it could be any fighter, right? Asterisk is wild card
It's
for
a
anything.
wild card.
That's right. Anyway, it says I still like the pre-release version sound better than the original CompuWare version. I think that's probably the editor's comments here, which would be L. Curtis Boyle.
I'm not sure the sound even. No, we just hear the guy talking. We don't hear the game sound.
No game sound, yeah. That's Marlon Lee. Yeah, he's been doing videos on YouTube like longer than all the rest of us have. So,
Right?
kudos to him. Still putting them
Probably
out.
go watch that.
Definitely. And remember, all of these YouTube things, subscribe and like. Give those people some love for doing all this stuff for you. Okay, moving along to the next story. The Elemist on YouTube did another Coco Adventure game speedrun, this time covering Dungeon Adventure by Steve Gerard and published in the first Rainbow Book of Adventures. Anyway, it looks like a 32-column text game. Get up to the good stuff. There we go. What should I do? You can see a sword and go west or south. Standard text type adventure games. Oh, wow, he's scrolling right through it. Anyway,
He's
speedrun,
trying
of
to do
course.
it quickly. He knows what to do before he does it. Drolat. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, speed run. How fast can you complete this game? Anyway, again, another great guy. He comes on. He has a channel that he's been doing stuff on the Coco Discord with us and trying to encourage more people to do this sort of stuff. Okay, don't know what else to say. Looks like a text adventure game. Okay, and our final news story for games this week looks like it comes from YouTube or Facebook. A follow-up on Henrique Porto's question about how to win the third expert level of the graphic adventure solving game Sam Sleuth. This time he posted a link to the map and tips to solve the first 2 cases. This is a text and graphic adventure game. So it's got static graphic images, and then you've got like a menu, you pick stuff, and then choose the story as you go through.
Yeah,
These are
this
Greg
is the
Collin
one
on the
where
Apple II also. Yeah, Ben?
I was going to say this is the one where no one had solved the baffling bank robbery 2 weeks ago or something like that. And apparently they still haven't because we're still looking for the cat. Oh well. In any case,
Yeah, maybe we should try a speed run with that after somebody figures it out.
Right.
Okay, and that wraps up the game news this week. Let's jump to the Dragon news there, since we do enjoy making sure that our European friends can get to bed on a reasonable time.
There you go. Not a bad idea.
Okay, first Dragon story this week. Rob CFG on the Dragon forums is working on a big basic program with ML routines and graphic data and is wondering how to set this up, what clear command setting to use, whether you should make it tape only and load the whole thing at once, or make it disk friendly and have it load in chunks from the disk as the game is playing. If anyone has any suggestions for him, please leave him a reply. By the way, if you don't have an account on the World of Dragon forum, you should get one because there's a lot of crossover between the Coco 1 and 2 and the Dragon 32 and 64. And so you can see a lot of cool stuff going on that's not directly Coco related, but could be. Very easily could be, since there's so much alike. Did he have a screenshot or anything of that? He
posted thing. No one's commented yet, so I guess that's where I'm at.
For those of you that don't know, the Dragon, most of the Dragons didn't have disk drives. They did have a disk system, but it was very expensive, so most people never invested in it. So most Dragon people are either cartridge or tape rather than disk based, and they didn't have an MPI that I know of. Although the MPI from the Coco is compatible with the Dragon, so. Disk is kind of a big jump. That's the snobbish type, like Apple users like me are.
So now the Dragon's case is too low for the MPI, right? So
you have to you have to
raise the whole Dragon, and then your keyboard's too high. And
yeah. So I thought about measuring that out and making a little riser thing you could put your Dragon on, because I have a Tano Dragon.
Right, and then it starts feeling. Then it starts feeling like you're typing on a Commodore on the old bread box. Need the elbow pads.
Okay. Next up, Julian Brown posted on Facebook. By the way, Julian's been in the chat earlier. Thank you, Julian, for showing up and watching. Has posted a poll about some extra graphics support he wants to add to the FPGA that he's using for his video board on the Dragon ATX. That's going beyond the BDG regular or T1. With a different tile and palette option. Place your votes. So anyway, vote for what you'd like to see. This is all cool. When you start doing your own video stuff, you can add all kinds of extra bells and whistles.
I believe as of this morning, he's actually called it for the 8x8, which as you can see here is kind of the win. Yeah, there's another post that we
okay.
But anyway, obviously people want all. We want it all.
Of course, more is better. He's also announced an update for the Rev 2 Dragon replacement motherboards came in. He has 9 available. Ooh, cool, and purple.
That's very purple.
Oh, big.
Yep. Excellent. It is really cool seeing some of this reproduction hardware. It's like, for those of you who didn't think you'd ever be able to get one, you can now kind of put one together because the parts are still available. Build your own. Okay. And the last story we have, Perry Andrews on the Facebook Dragon group posted a link to the STL file for a 3D print Dragon cartridge.
He tried to, and it moved. Okay, cool. Something blinked. No, we don't.
Okay. Oh, so this is
still don't get anything.
Port cover. Okay. Yeah. Nothing to see here. Moving along, folks. So it's a port cover, Dragon cartridge cover. So are these like labels? No, STL is like 3D printing stuff. So,
okay. So the Ujima flip that turns things back around inside the case. So now you need to check your cartridge door isn't cartridge.
Right, the little
that makes sense.
little protector for your cartridge. Yep, logical thing. They probably get broken.
The flip turns the. As I understand, the flip turns the cartridge port back around inside the case, so you can put. Well, now you got to do something with that port because otherwise you can just push on it. It's there, but you can just don't. I guess it makes sense. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, but someone saw a need to do it, and by golly, it's done.
That's been done. That's right. Where there's a need, And thank you very much for people like this that do these sorts of things.
Obviously, we all get to benefit. I mean,
yep.
Complain about that.
Okay, and that's the only 3 stories we have for the Dragon news this week. So, moving along. By the way, if we're going too fast, just tell us. I should take a look at the comments here, see if there's anything. Nope, nothing so far on all this. Okay, so back to my script here. Okay, so it looks like we have 11 regular Coco news stories, Coco 1, 2, 3, and no MC10 stories this particular fine week. So let's start with the first one there, Rick. Looks like Len Hewlett.
Has no link, but he has some text, so
you're the reader. Okay.
Well, reader.
You queue up the next one, and
I'm ready.
Lay this down. Okay, Glenn Hewlett from Canada has announced version 5.01 of his basic to 6809 compiler. Do you have his blog? What is it? Nowhere Man at blogspot.com, I think.
We're still seeing the Facebook from
the Facebook post. Yeah, see if you can find his blog post, Nowhere Man 99. Anyway, has the following changes in version 5.01. It's available on GitHub. Fixed a bug with a palette command. It should calculate the location to change, but it wasn't saving it before actually using the location. Okay. Fixed the random routine with single and double pipes. Previously, it would generate a value from 0 to X. Now it matches the normal basic and will return a value from 1 to X. The fix was to add 1 to the result. So technically, the results can still be possible. It's possible that X could be.
Are we seeing the correct screen?
I don't know if there is a screen. I mean, Glenn does have a blog, but I don't.
It wasn't linked here, and I have so many things going on. I can't go find his blog right now. So.
Oh, okay.
He does have one. I'll try to locate it, and
we'll put the next guy up so you know what we're headed for.
Okay. Exile posted the link in the show comments. So yeah, nowhereman999 at wordpress.com. So anyway, he should be talking about this version 5.01 there. Okay, and to finish up here, let's see. Technically, the results could still be possible that X could be fractionally larger than X, like X.8, but the integer value will truncate to X. If I change the code to give a max value of X, it will likely slow down the random routine, and the main goal of the compiler is speed. And the last fix has changed all 4 color modes, color spelled Canadian-wise, so that the variable with more than 4 colors will display properly. Those all sound like reasonable fixes. Moving right along, some guy from Canada also, Micro Hobbyist. Frederic posted episode 3 of his series 6309 Unleashed YouTube series about his homebrew 6309 base single board computer. Here is the link. Frederic, since you're here live and since you're live and direct from on channel 23, why don't you tell us about this?
Well, in essence, I wanted to have a well-structured glue logic for my system because
noble goal.
Okay, you're running it. Okay, you just.
I'm messing with people by letting your face talk while you're saying something completely different on the audio.
So basically, I'm using some PLDs to replace standard 74 series logic. I wanted to pre-do most of the IOs that are, basic IOs. There's more coming up. It's not the end of the PLD world, the PLDs that I'm going to add on this project. Eventually, because the project is growing in a weird way, it means piece by piece, eventually I'll replace all of the small PLDs and get a big one, because otherwise it's going to be...
So these are currently CPLDs, and you're going to replace them like an FPGA?
Yeah, no, a larger CPLD like the ATF 1508, for example, which is a 64-pin. I got a few already, and I got an adapter so I could put it on the breadboard to test. But for now, I'm still using the standard 24-pin versions.
I'm not familiar with this family. Are these 5-volt tolerant, or do you have to use level shifters?
Yeah, it's 5-volt, yes.
Okay.
So
cool.
in this series, I'm also explaining a bit how PLDs work and what they do and yada yada.
Look at those magic wires.
Yeah, it's a.
I wish I was that neat.
But basically, I'm also using a PLD, the IO decoder, with a method to detect, depending on which speed I'm running and which device I'm using. It's going to pump out the necessary wait states for a device. So it does it dynamically. So it's not coded by software. It's hardware controlled. So one of the chips is the IO decoder. It has a 2-bit code from 0 to 3 wait states. And the other chip is the wait state generator. It will read that 2-bit number and say, oh, okay, that device requires, right now we're running at speed XYZ. I'll tell you why we're running, it detects that in a bit later. And then it just pumps wait states through the MReady line. And the rest of the CPU does the rest of the job. So that's the easy part. I've also it theoretically should work. I mean, I've tested it by, doing a few probes here and there, but I have to really test it out by software. I am also doing a software speed control using wait states. So I'm able to slow down the computer using wait states. So if, for example, if the CPU is running too fast, let's say I'm running it at 5 megahertz, but I want to run a game which runs at 2 or 1 megahertz. Well, then I have to slow it down significantly, right? So by using wait states, I'm able to achieve that. And that is software controlled, so I only have to address bits 0 and 1 at a specific address and give it that magic number of 0 to 3. And bang, you're at it. And also there's a real-time RGB LED that tells the speed, so that's interesting also. Some devices have wait lines, and you can see right on screen right there that if, for example, the Yamaha VDP V9958 has a wait line and requires more than 3 wait states, then it's going to use a wait line. So whatever is the longest, it will take. But you have to be careful, though, because wait states on the 6309, if you wait too long, the CPU doesn't like that. So you have to be careful.
So you're using the 9950 for that. Those are cool apps.
Eventually I will. Yes. That's not next episode, but one of probably in the 3-4 episodes it'll be that. Probably. It depends.
I got a couple.
Sorry?
I got a couple of those a couple of years ago for a project which look kind of cool. They're kind of based on an extension of the TI.
Yeah.
9918. So I got a couple of 9938 and the 9958. It's like, these are cool. What you do?
They are. But the only problem is it's not a standard output. You need RGBS monitor. I would like to be able to do a circuit to convert that into VGA or component.
Anything
without using an external box, ideally. So you just plug it in and that's it within the same box. But I saw a circuit. I will try it.
How big is your box?
There, but yeah. So this right now, what you're seeing is the one on the top right, in the middle. Sorry, the middle right. That is like the garbage pail of PLDs. It does a bunch of things. Oh no, sorry, that's the bottom one, bottom right. The middle right is the wait state generator. It doesn't have much connected to it because all the wait lines are on top. There's a few, actually most of the pins at the bottom are not used because I ran out, literally ran out of macro cells. Down to the last one.
Yep.
And that's a 750 ATF 750. It has 20, not 10. So imagine that. The pins, I can use them for combinatorial logic, not a problem. If I ever need more, like 5 IOs, that's fine. The one at the bottom left is the generic IO decode. It will decode, like, is it memory? Is it IO? Is it the constant memory region that the MMU requires? Right now, it has some IO on it, but as I'm doing the MMU design right now, I'm revisiting if I should put the IO there and put, the 139 I was thinking. Maybe I'll put it there. So that way I can recycle a PLD without using an extra one. So it'll actually be a 2-chip design for the MMU. That'd be nice. The middle one at the bottom is the true IO decode. So you have on that one, I've pre-decoded for the timer with the 6840. A compact flash. I'm going to use a compact flash solely because I did not want to bit bang an SD card because it's more or less direct address to it. Eventually, maybe I'll do something about it. The ACIA, a dual ACIA, and a real-time clock. But the real-time clock is a bit hungry pin-wise. Because it multiplexes its address and data, so I have to have the actual chip select, and I have the address strobe and data strobe. And the rest is like another one is the post display, power on self-test, so you can have a 7-segment digit. I don't know if you recall, remember the keyboard I made? It had the dual 7-segment display on the keyboard. That's for that. And so you have your weight state lines and your speed lines, which the weight state generator on top, when you decide to go fast, slow, or whatever, it broadcasts it to the 3 bottom chips, basically, except the one on the left. So yeah, the RGB LED, it's like you don't have to think about it. It does it automatically for the speed. You have also your shadow RAM circuit, the flip-flop that's there that detects when it has to do it. You just toggle the RAM disable address on the memory mapped IO, and voila, it's done. So this is to be ready to do the rest of the system. I did not want to be constrained by, well, I don't know if I should say constrained, but if I add IO, I need to add a decode for that one. Another IO decode for that one. I just did not want to go there and use up a lot of board space for nothing. But like I said, those 4 chips eventually, and there'll be more, they'll be all condensed into a single 64-pin or 84-pin CPLD. Not FPGA, but a CPLD. Next episode is going to be memory, flash, ROM, and RAM. That's coming up probably next week. It'll be ready. I'll see. I'll probably do the VO after the show.
Cool. I just like to interject here. If you like this stuff, go to his YouTube channel and subscribe and like. We want to show him some love here. Thank you, Frederic. I'll be watching your stuff with the 5958 because, like I said, I have a couple that I've thought about adding to stuff. So anything you figure out, stuff I don't have to figure out. Also,
just so
all these news stories are available on the Coco Discord. I posted a link to join the Coco Discord. Please follow the code of conduct, introduce yourself, first name, and how you got interested in old computers, whatever the story might be. And there is a channel for single board computers down there. I think Frederic has some stuff in there. And there is also a channel with our news links, which you can download the one for today. And you'll be able to get the link directly to Frederic's YouTube channel, unless you figured it out from the graphics. Anyway, thank you much, Frederic.
Yeah, just the one last thing, just so we are clear, it's not a Coco. I'm not trying to make a Coco 4, but I'm trying to make a machine that will run Nitrous 9. So some addresses has to be specific, and the rest is driver based. So Nitrous 9 is the final target, the holy grail of this project.
Close enough. All the Coco 4s are Nitrous 9 is our closest approach to actual Coco.
To commonality. Yeah. That's right. Okay, and that's why we're doing this, because this is kind of Coco related. Okay.
So,
moving along. Next story. PW32X has another blog post on his technical details of the Downland game. I'll interject here that he is really a fan of Downland on the Coco, and he's been working on porting it to other platforms. Anyway, this time he's covering player and object collision and how he uses two techniques combined to check for the collision. There is a link in the show notes to his blog and how he goes about doing the stuff. I believe he's ported this from the Tandy. I think he has it running under, I guess, DOS. And what is the other platform? It's Odyssey? Or do you know offhand what the other one is? I know he's been trying to port it to a couple different hardware platforms. So anyway, looks really good. Very true to the original. Okay. Anyway.
I guess I could have been scrolling down this. I was worried about something else. Sorry.
Right. So, and one thing about it, this is, of course, not directly, well, it is indirectly related from the Coco, of course, but this type of logic, doing the sort of stuff, frame buffer and the masks and doing the collision detection, this is all stuff, if you're thinking about writing a game, this is good stuff to know. Let some of those people who have already thought about how to do some things, learn from them. Get in there and see how they're doing stuff and see how they approach stuff. And, then you'll be a better game player or a better game designer. Anyway, I'm going to have to go read this article too, just because this sort of stuff is always interesting.
Yeah, this whole hitbox, forget hitboxes. Look at this. We can and ignore this stuff and save ourselves a world of coding time. It's
and speed.
And yeah. If I'd only known. Oh well.
Yep. Anyway, go learn from those who've gone before you.
Enough of our misspent childhood, right?
Yep. Next story. What is this? Rulthariuz Gaming released this video. Rulthariuz.
Installing a Coco 2 composite mod. Let's see.
Yeah, first one in his test. It was a YouTube video. This has been a discussion just today about Coco 2 composite mods. So in the past, Zipster had reverse engineered the one in the commercial Coco that was used for schools and stuff and rebuilt it, had it available for limited time. There are other people who have done composite mods as well. I think there's some.
Oh, that's the first test. So obviously that's the broken one.
All right. Has something, but not great. Yeah.
Let me get the next one.
Usually that's a yellow line.
Rather than red.
He's forging new ground, I guess. Let's see. Okay, so
it's all in the phasing.
Here's try 2. So I assume this is going to be a little. Oh yeah.
Oh, that looks like the right color green.
Somewhat improved, yes. The soothing green.
Second one here is the full test. And again, please go at least like their video. If you like to follow their content, subscribe. I'll tell you from personal experience, YouTube will let you do lots of subscriptions.
Subscribe, they'll make more.
No, that's a desk that's hard on the knees.
Mm-hmm.
I just heard Coconut Bob blow something up.
No, I just dropped a surface mount capacitor.
Oh boy,
that one's gone.
That's gone.
Well, until someday you'll find it embedded in your foot.
Oh, your cat will output it somehow.
It'll tombstone on your carpet so it can poke right up into the.
I don't know. Will the magnet stick to those things?
Yeah,
actually, any iron in them.
My screwdriver picks it up by the ends, so yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay, handy.
Look at that.
So I like to salvage magnets out of hard drives.
Yeah, they pick up anything, don't they?
You can hang calendars on the wall with it.
If a magnet can do it, this magnet will do it.
You can hang your floppies on a fridge.
We've seen that done before.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I remember this problem with the next story.
Okay, we moving on to the next story. That's nice looking output there.
We can, but it's all up to you because Windows won't let us hook up to Europe.
Oh, really?
Anymore.
Site can't provide a secure connection. Oh, well, there you go. Have you tried removing the S in your URL? So UG Basic has some updates over the past few weeks that are Coco related, both in the main and beta branches. Main branch, fixed console for the 6847. And there is a link, UG Basic, let's see, changelog main, and beta added SG24 support to the 6847, corrected optimization of the line variable for the 6809. So we have some really good videos on the SG12 and SG24 support with the Coco Tech section of the CoCoNation. You can find those on our YouTube channel, the CoCoNation, and go to the playlists and find the Coco Tech one, episode 6 and 6A, that cover the SG12 and SG24. Oh.
Yeah, just click on, I want to go anyway.
This is what happens if you remove the S manually, which takes about 5 steps because they keep hiding the
actual link. Yep.
Yeah, and you can't edit the link because it turns back into a search bar, and it won't. You can't. It says you want to do it anyway. Warning. No, you can't.
Have you ever thought about using something other than Windows?
Well, yes, I have. Right now, I have to have Windows online because of tax reasons.
So like 80s computing.
Right.
So you know something I figured out? I was able to run, I think it was Chrome, from WSL on Windows 10. And it'll actually come up and you can actually run.
Oh, okay. And then I can pretend like I'm not Windows. Okay.
Then you can pretend you're not Windows. That's right.
I like that. I like that solution. I'm only running this on 10 because I don't want to go to the whole AI infested 11 just to do my taxes. So this has got to last me just a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Because TurboTax won't.
Okay. Well,
anyway.
The link for normal people is in the show notes. You can go check out.
Yes. If you're a normal person, you can get there. Just not me.
Just not weenie Windows users that are protected from the World Wide Web in general, because it might be dangerous.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
How about YouTube for TRS-80 RetroPrograming? You got his video queued up there?
How to draw a circle?
Yeah, how to draw a circle.
Circles
look
are good.
at that. So TRS-80 RetroPrograming put up a video about how to draw a circle in super extended BASIC on the Coco 3 without using the circle command. Ooh, he did his own math.
Highly recommended.
You know that? Did you know that 5 out of 4 people struggle with math?
5 out of 4. Yeah, those numbers are so big. I could believe that, Frederic. I could believe that.
Well, third pounder is smaller than a quarter pounder, so.
That's right. Because 3 is obviously smaller than 4. Where were we? Okay. Anyway, TRS-80 RetroPrograming, of course, is working on a couple different games and just reliving his experience with the Coco 1 and 2. And he has got a lot of content out there. You can spend hours and hours watching stuff for the last 4 or 5 years now. Anyway, please go out and visit him and check out his stuff. Let's see. Story 7, YouTube channel D2Soft did a 10-minute walkthrough on the 1984 Radio Shack computer catalog. Cool. So you go through and narrates and looks at stuff. How many of those systems do you know the names of?
All of them.
Come on, YouTube, you can do it. Keep rolling.
Oh,
there we go. $41.99. You can plug your Coco 3 Red into it with the Coco 2 Red into it with
not the 8 meg though.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah, that one used a different controller.
Oh.
That 8 meg was 8-inch platters, and it used that thing was belt drive.
Awesome.
On a synchronous motor.
Wow.
Awesome. You started up and it sounded like a jet.
Or?
Oh, I almost thought I saw a guy with a ponytail, but I was wrong.
Oh, the Model 12.
Yeah, they had some.
Hey, it's cheaper than an Apple Lisa.
Just
6,000.
Are those tape drives in the background there?
16.
Yeah.
Yeah, big old suction tape drives.
Yeah, those tapes didn't go with the Model 12 there.
Looks like the Model 4. Is it white, not gray? Look at that. There's that NIST again.
At the community center was when I was young. They had a Model 6000 with a an 8 meg hard drive that like we saw.
Really? So people could use it, or they use it for business stuff?
It was for business stuff.
Oh, there's Model 4 cassette.
Model 4 cassette. There's a contradiction. All of this, and it's a cassette.
Oh, yeah, Bedlam.
A lot of empty space in that box.
I tell you.
It's built for the future.
It didn't even have the drive mounts, right?
Exactly. That's what I know. Yeah.
Yeah, the Drive Zero kit came with the controller that had to go in there.
The frame that holds the drives up.
Yeah, the whole frame there on the side of the to hold the drives.
I need one of those, by the way. If you know anyone that's got for Model 3, I need
the side piece.
The whole
whole kit.
Frame and drive, and yeah. I got a great Model 3, it's just a cassette. So, you know, I can put my
stick a GoTech in it.
Right? Put all my spare computer stuff inside.
Oh, there's like external drives like the Coco ones.
Ooh, Agristar. Out of a Model
Data
4.
terminals.
I had one of those DT ones.
That's actually kind of cool.
They just took a Model 4 case and it had just a small little board in the bottom of it.
That's cool looking. Oh, there's the X-Pad. Oh, that's Color Computer 1 there. It was the 84 catalog? Okay.
$24.95.
Wow, $2,700 for a printer.
Oh, that one on the last page there, that Daisy Wheel 2.
Yeah.
That was a beast.
Weight wise?
Yeah.
You had to pretty noisy too. Yeah.
You had to pour some concrete to put that thing down.
Oh, it'd shake your fucking house down, wouldn't it? Sorry.
Yes, it would. That's why the desks of those days were built solid.
Oh, we need the big office desk with the steel legs.
Uh-huh.
I still remember the smell of those clear covers for the computers.
That plastic had a particular smell.
Yeah, the fresh vinyl, whatever it was.
Okay, I think we could probably move on now. Let people go to this person's channel and let them get some views.
Where are we going to? This is.
We are going to Glenn Beck.
D2 Soft. We need Glenn Beck, and I lost him. Why did I lose him? Well, we'll just reacquire him, shall we?
So I believe this is another YouTube, or sorry, Facebook. Yeah, another Facebook one. He posted some photos from the Princeton Rainbow Fest in '86 and '87, and the Trenton Computer Festival in '88.
Trenton '88.
So there's probably some people you'll recognize in the photos. There are some tables and stuff.
Lawrence C. Falk. I think I've heard of him.
Yeah.
Oh, that Mark S. guy. Yeah, they pulled in quite the crowd, didn't they?
They did.
Steve York, Dale Puckett, Richard Esposito. I know everyone in this crowd. Well, by reputation, not personally. How would you like to drop into one of these shows again soon, someday? Stop by the Rainbow booth.
And Disto.
Grab me a Super RAM disc. Yeah. Those old times. Oh. Paste. Clip.
I know there's some pictures I posted at the table. Were there any other links at Facebook? Because I'm pretty sure I saw some others.
This is as far around as what we have has.
Okay. Well, then I must have saw some other posts that he made that Curtis didn't grab. So still, this is all good, interesting stuff.
And the next thing we know about.
Yep. Antonio Caballero. Yeah. Posted some photos of a Milton Solemn's 3D printed case for the joystick we showed last week. Those are pretty nice.
I must object, though. This is the same thing that the Sinclair did to me. You can't see how small it is because they don't put it in relation to anything that you know the size of.
No banana for reference. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no banana. That's the problem.
Yeah, these are what, like about 2/3 the size of a deluxe joystick.
Maybe a
Well,
third.
we got the keyboard behind it.
Yeah,
if you
so
think
far
about
back.
it. But yeah, it's like 2 of them would be a joystick wide.
Okay.
It's a nice controller, make no lie. It's just not the size that you would think it is. You know, quickly looking at the picture. I still want one, but because I just want everything. It's a Coco thing. I must have it. Looks cool. I'm sure it'll work better for something, you know.
Okay, next story. Bruce W. Boaz posted that he has a cartridge enclosure for the HDB DOS expansion board, and now he's looking to produce a label. Anyway, he's looking for suggestions. So if you can make it over to Facebook and give him some ideas, it'd probably be really great. Those are the red cartridge cases that you can get from Neil Blanchard, I believe, and they were done by Neil Blanchard and
That's the injection molded ones?
the injection molded ones, yeah. And
So they
John
have-
Linville and Dr. Boise Pete.
So they have preserved the indentation, so you stick a label in and it doesn't stick out where it gets ripped off of your cartridge.
Yep, exactly.
Nicely done. So
Yeah, they're nicely done. Yep.
So I assume a stock ROM, if anyone has a template for a stock ROM pack label, that fits this ROM pack as well.
Should, yeah.
Just from the looks of it, the way they've done it.
Oh, looks like David Murray, though, might have them set up.
Oh yeah. Where did he get his labels? Or yeah, where did he get his cartridges?
I think he's using these cartridges. I think he probably got them.
Yeah.
From
Oh,
Neil.
he's got the template. Yeah.
But yeah, he either had handmade some or had somebody do some labels for him. So
Cool. And then there's this lot.
And John Linville has announced that the Coco Crew podcast page has moved to a new server. We'd like people to check and make sure there are no broken links on the new site. Same web address as before, but I know for a while when Cyber Ears, I guess, dropped their audio hosting, there was a bunch of broken links on their site. So
Right. So they sanitized it all, and hopefully that's not
hopefully
the
everything's
problem.
back up again. So
Excellent.
Anyway.
So this should all work.
it should, but still, we should go out and check it out.
Are they going to
Recording
have
years.
any new episodes coming up?
I don't know. I haven't seen any mention of it, but they've dropped a couple out here and there. Scroll down the list a little bit and see when the last ones were. I think it's been about a year.
They haven't. Yeah, they're irregular now. They just
Yeah, about a little over a year ago, they did one at the end of 2024, and they did
So
one.
they're
in 2023.
they're late for last year's December episode. Dang it.
Yep.
They just can't seem to get that 100.
Maybe that's it. They got
There's
three
not
digit-
enough
yeah.
space for digits.
Yeah, they ran out of digits. We can't do anymore. All right, this is a challenge to the Coco Crew. Add digits.
I planned ahead years ago. I figured at least 3-digit significance. Of course, we're almost halfway there with Coco Tech or CoCoNation and stuff. So anyway, we're going to be running out of digits in another 10 years or so.
Yeah, the later on in the year we're going to be at up to 500.
Yep. So we're at 452 right now. Okay, well, that is the last news story of the regular Coco stuff. All I have here for the final wrap-up is upcoming shows and events. By the way, if you have any shows or events you want us to mention on here that are Coco related or even things that Coco's might be at, please mention them so we can get them on here. the more people hear about this, the more visibility, and of course, the more chance people will attend. So coming up next here, which is this weekend right now, is VCF SoCal, otherwise known as VCF Southern California. It is at the Hotel Farrah, again, Event Center in Orange, California. And that's south of Los Angeles, by the way, for those who don't know about California. And it's happening right today. We haven't heard from anybody there, so we don't have anything to show, but maybe next week we'll have some photos to show. It'd be really nice. Okay. The next TRS-80 Trash Talk live show has already been scheduled for 8 p.m. Central Standard Time on February 21st. That'll be next Saturday on their YouTube channel. You can check out the notice on Facebook. Also, if you join the TRS-80 Discord, there is a Trash Talkers channel on there, and they post information about the show and all that, and all the important things you need to know. Anyway, hopefully we'll get to see some more good content in general from them. Indy Classic Retro Show is coming up March 21st to 22nd. That's out about a month and a week at a new location. This will be the Wyndham Indianapolis Airport Hotel in Indianapolis, Indiana. This show includes Randy Kindig of the Floppy Days podcast as one of the hosts. And there are some other people here in our audience that are from the Indianapolis area that have attended this in the past. So maybe we'll get somebody to show up there and do some live streaming for us. It's always cool to see these things when they're happening. Next up, the next Dragon Meetup is scheduled for March 28th and 29th at the Center for Computing History in Cambridge, England. And there's an announcement on the Dragon 3264 Owners Users Group, and hopefully we'll get some pictures from that as well. Unfortunately, because of the timing of this show and their time, they're usually all at the pub by the time we go live. So anyway, next up is the big one for us, Coco Fest 2026, which is going to be April 24th and 25th. This is a Friday and a Saturday toward the end of April. It was the hotel rates already up and locked in. See the Glenside Club for the discount code. February 15th, which is tomorrow at 3 p.m. Central Time, is the date that the tables open up. You will want to go to the what is it, Tandy Live. So the Glenside CCC Club is the main site, but you need to go to the Tandy List website, tandylist.co, co.com, to actually sign up for an account and register for your table. So that's coming up here in just about 24 hours or so.
So we need to hit that website all at the same time and see if we can crash it.
I think that's why they moved it to tomorrow, because it fell on our show last year, I think, and everyone jumped on to get their tables during this show. Disruptors we are.
Yep. See if we can break Randy's website again.
There you go.
Okay, the same weekend as Coco Fest is going to be the Latin America VCF, which will take place on the 24th through the 26th in Bahia Blanca, Argentina. This is, of course, the Southern Hemisphere, so let's see, it is winter. It'll be actually late spring there, which means it'll be late fall for them. So anyway, we don't know anybody down in that area, none of us, because the only thing is the Brazilian Coco users, or the CP400s. So, but yeah, it'd be nice to actually get somebody down there and get some photos and stuff. It'd be very cool. Let's see. And then coming up after that, this is the weekend after Coco Fest in VCF Latin America, is the VCF Pacific Northwest. And that's going to be happening in Tukwila, Washington. First weekend in May, it'll be a Friday or Saturday and a Sunday. And I'm actually signed up. I'm on the list there if you see my name. There'll be a plethora of stuff. Looks like we've got a few more people showing up. It's at a community center. Never been there. Don't know how big it is, but it's, I believe, 3,000 square feet of space. So I think we'll have enough for everybody. This will be pretty cool. Looking forward to it. Always nice to meet up in real life with people in this area and other people with a old computer history in common. Let's see, what else can I say? They've got a website up, and find it in the show notes. And then after that, we have the International Retro Computer Expo 2026. They have tickets now. This used to be called Boat Fest in Hurricane, West Virginia. It's run by the Amigos, John, Aaron, and Brent, for the retro show. It's happening July 10th and 11th. It's a Friday and a Saturday. Say July 9th, Thursday, vendors can set up in the evening. General retro show for old home computers. And you can get tickets at Ticket Source. Again, get on the Discord, get the show notes. You can have access to all these references. Okay, and the last thing we have on the calendar so far is the Tandy Assembly, which is at a new location this year. It's going to be the Doubletree by Hilton at the Cincinnati Airport. For those of you who are not familiar with the Cincinnati Airport, it's actually in northern Kentucky, across the Ohio River. But great airport, been there a few times in my life. Let's see. The dates and venue has already been set up. It's October 2nd through October 4th. Again, this is the Tandy show for all of the Tandy family, not just the color computers and MC10. Anyway, that's all of the events we have so far.
Did we mention VCF Southwest?
No, VCF Southwest was not mentioned. It's not on this list, so we need to get it on there.
Yeah,
when is
that's
it?
in
Really?
Yeah.
Easy
Right.
for you to say. Yeah.
Let me look it up real
When
quick
is it?
here.
Yeah, quick.
Let's mention it and get it added to the list.
It's usually in June, but I think this year it's in May.
Oh, okay.
Because they had to, I guess Dallas is having the some soccer game or something.
Oh, football?
Some football game. Yes.
World football competition of some sort? Yeah, I've heard about that.
Yeah, something like that. Let's see. VCF Southwest.
So they can all be pissed off that our fields all have a dome on them so they drain.
Scroll. Okay, well, it's going to be at the Weston Dallas Fort Worth Airport.
Okay.
Tickets are $20 pre-sale, students $10. But when is it? Looking at the oh, there it is. May excuse me, May 29th through 31st.
Okay, end of May.
Yep, end of May. Weston Dallas Fort Worth Airport. Their website, vcfsw.org, has all the information, and looks like tickets are on sale now.
Excellent. We'll get that on the official news here for next week.
Okay. Exhibitor tables go on sale February 28th.
Coming up in 2 weeks then.
Right. But they have ticket prices. The get tickets links, looks like those are active. So
we missed it.
no, it's still coming.
Well, yeah, I know, but you know, we should have the website up here and all of that. Sorry, folks.
Oh yeah, it's oh yeah, I see what you mean. We missed it. Okay.
We'll get it next week.
But hey, we got them now.
Right. At least they know.
Yep. And it's been a pretty good one because that's in
Home of Tandy.
Right.
Yeah, that's going to be where the homeboys will show up.
I've met Mark Siegel there a couple of times.
Mm-hmm. And a couple other Tandy notables too, right?
I think so.
Oh, it's that kind of show, huh?
So I want to know, why hasn't Bob Emery brought this to our attention sooner? Isn't he in the Dallas-Fort Worth area?
Not sure. I know Tandy Showcase does a really good display out there.
Yeah, I haven't been keeping up with that stuff, so.
Too busy working on your Cocos.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and everything's Texas size, so the next town over might be 150 miles. So you have to really adjust your expectations on how far you're going to go. I mean, Dallas to Austin is a big old trip. I remember doing that one. So, it's close. It's not that far on the map. Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah, and that drive between Dallas and Galveston, that is one long,
boring, flat
drive. So, okay. Let me look at my text here real quick because I was texting Grant.
Oh, that's right. You should have shown up today.
Yeah, he did want to mention registration tables being open, and it does expect to be on next week.
Excellent. Let us know how it opened up. I like that.
Okay.
The registration opens tomorrow, Sunday.
Yep.
At
3 p.m. Central for tables.
3 p.m.
Central. Yep.
For tables.
That's on the tandylist.com website.
Tandylist.com. Thank you.
Okay. And there's a code for the hotel discount.
That's on the glensideccc.com website.
Tandylist.
Tandylist.com.
Okay.
Let's see if I can put that up. Yeah, Zoom, where are you? Boom, here, share. That one. There they are. Maybe, there it is.
Yep, that's what it looks like.
Okay, where's the rest of it?
Click login. There's no map yet, so.
No, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, no, you don't want to do that. There's nothing to see yet is the issue.
Okay.
This is a pretty minimalist site.
When it goes active, there'll actually be a room map on the first page. You can see what's
left. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. In Irvine, huh?
Irvine?
Weston's on the north side in Irving, according to David Lord. So, anyway, I forgot to switch this over. So, is that it for today?
And that's all the news I got. Did I drag it out long enough? Yeah, it's only been 2.5 hours. But
2.5 hours, that's all right. This is a reminder we're all supposed to be doing something else today.
Right.
Could be.
Really?
So
what's that?
I guess we better
life. What's that? Yeah.
Go deal with our significant others
Oh
here.
man,
she's working. That's why I'm here.
Ah,
it is.
There you go.
I wouldn't be here because it is St. Valentine's Day, by the way, just in case you missed it.
Yeah, busy wife, happy life. Huh?
Very right. Very right. Mine's working.
Yeah, a reminder, need to go to the store and pick up some chocolate, right?
Yeah.
Just in time.
Yeah.
Grab some roses on the way out.
Wait, gotta go.
All right, well, let's go ahead and do the outro.
This concludes another episode of the CoCoNation, the world's leading live interactive talk show featuring the Technicolor computer. For all things the CoCoNation, visit us on the web at thecoconation.com. We'd love to hear from you. Send feedback, suggestions, even segments via email to show@thecoconation.com. The CoCoNation show would not exist without the community and its cast and crew. The CoCoNation theme song, copyright 2022, D. Bruce Moore. Mixed, mastered, and produced by D. Bruce Moore. The CoCoNation is over. Join us on the Coco Discord server.
Coco forever.
Okay, that will do it for today, and see you guys next week. Don't forget the game on Challenge Live Thursday, 8 o'clock Eastern time, and
5 Pacific.
Speaking of which,
7 Central.
Very good.
Doesn't oh, hang on, that's March. I was gonna say daylight savings time's coming up again soon here.
Usually the first Sunday in March.
Yeah, okay.
Couple more weeks.
Okay. All right then.